Before there was one China, there was chaos. For more than 2 centuries, the land was divided into rival kingdoms, locked in constant warfare. Cities burned, armies marched endlessly, alliances were made at sunrise and broken by nightfall. This era was called the Warring States period, a brutal age where survival depended on strategy, deception, and absolute ruthlessness. It was in this violent world that a child was born who would change everything.
In 259 BC, in the state of Qin, a boy named Ying Zheng entered the world. His early life was surrounded by political tension. His father was a prince. His mother's position in court was controversial. Rumors and whispers followed his family. From the very beginning, Ying Zheng's life was not peaceful, it was political. And politics in ancient China was deadly.
At only 13 years old, Ying Zheng became king of Qin. 13, an age when most boys are still children, he inherited a throne surrounded by enemies. Court officials attempted to control him. Regents ruled in his name. Conspiracies grew in the shadows. But the young king was watching, learning, waiting. He would not remain a puppet for long. As he grew older, Ying Zheng began removing threats one by one. A powerful regent who tried to manipulate the throne, executed. Political rivals within the palace, eliminated. Even personal relationships meant nothing if loyalty was questioned. Trust was dangerous. Power required fear. While other rulers fought for survival, Ying Zheng dreamed bigger. He did not want to defend Qin. He wanted to erase every rival state from existence. He believed that endless war could only end one way, through absolute domination. Peace through total control. While other rulers fought for survival, Ying Zheng dreamed bigger. He did not want to defend Qin. He wanted to erase every rival state from existence. He believed that endless war could only end one way, through absolute domination. Peace through total control. The state of Han was the first to fall, then Zhao, then Wei. Qin's armies were disciplined, organized, relentless. They used advanced military strategies and strict command systems. Villages surrendered before battles even began. Fear was spreading across China.
The powerful state of Chu resisted fiercely. Its lands were vast. Its armies were strong. But Qin adapted. Strategists calculated every move. Generals learned from every defeat. Eventually, Chu collapsed. One by one, the remaining kingdoms fell until only one power remained, Qin.
In 221 BC, Ying Zheng declared something unprecedented. He was no longer just a king. He created a new title, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor. Not ruler of Qin, but ruler of all under heaven. For the first time in history, China was unified. But conquering land was only the beginning. He standardized currency so trade could flow freely. He unified the writing system so communication could cross regions. He created national road networks to move armies and goods efficiently. He reshaped civilization itself. Qin Shi Huang followed legalism, a philosophy built on strict laws and harsh punishments. Obedience was rewarded, disobedience was crushed. There was no room for debate. The emperor believed that strong order required absolute authority, and absolute authority required fear.
Scholars who criticized his rule were seen as threats. Confucian texts that questioned authority were burned. Intellectual freedom became dangerous. Some historical records claim that scholars were buried alive as punishment. Whether exaggerated or not, the message was clear. Only one ideology would survive. His.
From the north came nomadic tribes who threatened invasion. The emperor ordered the connection and expansion of defensive walls across mountains and deserts. What would later evolve into the Great Wall of China began here. Hundreds of thousands labored under brutal conditions. Many died during construction. The wall protected the empire, but it was built on sacrifice. Palaces rose across the land. Massive construction projects reshaped the capital. Entire landscapes were altered to reflect imperial power. The emperor wanted physical proof of his greatness, carved into stone and earth. He was building more than structures. He was building legacy.
Despite total power, one truth haunted him. He would die. No army could defeat time. No law could command mortality. And so began an obsession.
Alchemists were summoned. Mystics promised eternal life. Expeditions were sent across seas in search of magical islands. Legends were believed. Myths were funded. The emperor was desperate to escape the fate of all humans. Court alchemists created potions containing mercury, believed to grant immortality. Shiny, liquid, dangerous. He consumed them regularly. Instead of preserving his life, they slowly destroyed it.
As the mercury poisoned his body, paranoia grew. He feared assassination. He traveled constantly to avoid staying in one palace too long. He trusted fewer and fewer people. The most powerful man in the world was afraid of shadows.
If he could not live forever, he would rule forever in death. Beneath the earth, thousands of life-sized clay soldiers were created, each face unique, each warrior armed. The Terracotta Army, an eternal guard for an emperor who refused to surrender.
In 1010 BC, during a tour of his empire, Qin Shi Huang died. Not in battle, not by rebellion, but likely from mercury poisoning. The very substance meant to make him immortal killed him.
After his death, internal power struggles erupted. Within years, the Qin dynasty collapsed. Yet, the idea of a unified China remained. His methods were ruthless, his ambition unmatched. Was he a tyrant, or the architect of a civilization? Perhaps he was both. The man who united a nation and declared war on death itself.